Coopers sponsor you for that shirt?
Negative.
Oh.
It's my South Australian heritage which gave me the inclination to buy this shirt. Go online and go onto the Coopers website. $54, you can have one of these as well.
So you don't automatically get one on birth when you're in
No, but I have consumed a fair amount of Cooper's Pale Ale in my time, which is my favourite.
So this is Steve Schober. He's one of our regulars at Brew. And for our obviously 10th anniversary, we're getting all the regulars to come on in and do a special guest spot. So we're doing Larry's Pale. Now, did you actually come to the one where Larry's won?
I don't believe so. So, what year was that one?
I think it's 2017. Your mates were
actually, that was probably the first year we were in Maleny, so I do say so we were there, yes.
That was when they were crowdfunding and we were doing that, yeah.
Yes.
So Your Mates is a really popular local brewery. They're based down on the coast now, Bitinia, but they were actually originally brewing, I think, up in on the edge of Maleny, where McLeod's was brewing. And Kristen, one of the two guys running Your Mates, came along as part of their, they were crowdfunding to put their beer into its first run of cans, and they needed $25,000 to do that. And they came along to try and raise a bit of money, get some interest from the brew crew, because we're known for doing. Jane's putting comments at the bottom. Sorry, Steve's wife is making comments about us here. They came along and their beer won fair and square won beer of the day in 2017 in that particular month, which I can't remember which month it was. But yeah.
So this was not just our beer of the year. That was the beer.
It wasn't a beer of the year.
It was the beer of the day.
Didn't win beer of the year. It won beer of that particular month. Yeah. Up against all the normal competitors, but it was interesting because it was super fresh, straight out of the fermentation, or even maybe of the conditioning tanks. And but it wasn't actually a canned beer at that point, and it wasn't on tap. He brought it in growlers.
Actually, Christian is actually a Maleny boy. He did teach down at the River School.
Did he teach at the River School? I knew he was a teacher. I didn't know it was at the River School.
Taught at the River School. Yeah, maybe you should teach me. But anyway, taught at the Brew school, and then went into brewing with that. They did actually start doing a lot of contract brewing out of McLeod's. Then they went to contract brewing somewhere else after that for a little while, and then they got their own brewery now in Bitinia, which is actually a really good little site. It's a great site to go to, and the food's quite good as well.
It's going gangbusters, isn't it? We actually went there a couple of months ago, and great big warehouse, and the brewery's on the one side, and then you got the pool tables and the bar, and the food comes out, and it's a great place to go.
Relaxing in there as well.
Absolutely,
it's great fun.
Yeah. Sunday afternoons at
very popular.
Your Mates.
Yeah,
very popular.
Happy days.
Yeah, very popular. The beers have improved out of sight from the original starting, because I always think contract brewing, you're a little bit of a dice roll unless you're really on top of it. So I remember early on in the piece, the beers were a little different every time you get them, but now they seem to be a lot more consistent, and they got number 4 in the hottest 100 this year.
Yeah, they got voted number 4. They're blown away by it.
So Larry, was their first beer they brewed?
Yeah,
was
absolutely.
That their?
That's their flagship.
Their start.
Yeah, that's.
And that's why they advertise Larry, and obviously they've reaping the results from that popularity.
It's great. I love the weirdness as well. Like, have you ever met anyone called Larry?
Yes.
Have you? Honestly, I don't think I've ever known a Larry.
I've never met anyone that weird. No, my friends are pretty sensible normally.
I've got a friend of mine, Larry Sandford. He's actually he's a muso lead singer actually, but he's a good muso as well. He does sound on the Gold Coast these days. He's also a black belt in I want to say American Taekwondo. So they've actually got schools down in North Lakes and down in Brisbane and Gold Coast. So that's the human.
Maybe it's him. Maybe it's named after him.
Does he look like this though?
No, not quite. No, actually the beard.
Have a look at this dude.
It's a little bit blonder, he might be. Yeah. But no, definitely not looking like that. He's a lot fitter looking than that.
Okay.
Yes. But otherwise, beer itself, quite pineapple on the nose. Like lots and lots of tropical fruit on the nose. Like lots of tropical fruit. Which it's got a lot more pungent than I remember it. So when we opened it and cracked it and bought it and I was trying it, I was like, wow, that was really pineapple. Palate-wise,
quite low bitterness. It's pretty low hops, I think, and it's a 4.5%. Typical pale ale, Australian pale ale, about the normal strength you'd expect. It's just easy drinking, isn't it?
It's easy drinking, and it's packed with flavour, and yeah, I think it hits above its weight. You know, for a pale ale.
Yeah. Well, I think that's pretty much Larry in a nutshell for us.
Thanks, Larry.
Thanks, Larry.
Cheers, guys.
He's a good mate, Larry.
Good mate, Larry. Never met the guy.